So, hello, Porsche 911 992 Carrera S convertible. Big shout out to Paul Silverstone for letting me have the car for the day. I'm just going to start it up and go for a little drive and just explain a little bit about this car. 991.1 owner myself, 3.8 flat 6, normally aspirated obviously, now the Carrera S992 3 litre turbo, 450 horsepower, up 50 from the 991. Doesn't quite sound the same. It's got a nice little, this particular model's got the sports exhaust, but it's not quite the overrun, the pop and bang that the 991.1's got, but it's it's so quick. I can't begin to tell you how much quicker it is than the 991. But anyway, let's go for a little spin and let's see what you think. So this new model has the 8-speed PDK, seamless, utterly seamless gear change. If it wasn't for the sound, you would, if I put this in mute or muted myself, you wouldn't be able to feel the gear changes. It's absolutely fantastic. Toggle switch takes me from wet mode to normal to sport plus, and then the individual settings, which I've not used yet, but the sport mode is fabulous. So I'm not sure what you can see here. Obviously I've got to move the camera around a little bit so you can see the dash, but it's just a weapon. I mean, sub 60 knots, sub 4 seconds 0 to 60. You know, you're talking supercar performance. And this is just a Carrera S. I say just a Carrera S. This is the Carrera S. Obviously, we got the new turbo and turbo S, no doubt, to follow. I can't imagine what that's going to feel like. This is every bit as quick as the old 997 turbo, in what is essentially, you know, one up from the standard model now. This particular convertible they've lent me for the day is pretty well spec'd. It's got the Bose, doesn't have rear wheel steering, it's got the Fuchs style alloys. It's just sports exhaust, which is a must. I have to say, if I was to buy the 992, I'd have to put an aftermarket exhaust system on it. This is as loud as my 991.1 is without the sport exhaust setting active, without sport or sport chrono setting. It's got a nice little burble to it. There is a significant difference between standard and then the sport exhaust on. You just get this little kind of wastegate noise there when you change gear or down select manually on the PDK, but it's nothing like the overrun pop and bang that is so significant on the 991 normally aspirated model. But I've got to say, I've done about 100 miles or so in this car so far today, and it really is a fantastic car. For those who haven't seen it, the new dash layout on the 992 is a step up from the previous 991 model. I'm not overly keen on the 5 dials. In fact, the two little ones that show you fuel and time and temperature, you can't really see through the shape of the steering wheel. It's not fabulous, but the analog standard rev counter, and then the new Sat-Nav that you can now see bigger screen, takes up 2 of the dials with the right setting you select, is really, really lovely. One bit of disappointment that I really like on my 991.1 is the sports exhaust on a switch. When I first had my first drive in a 992, it was a bit of a fiddly setting, I thought, on the dash. But I've got to say now, you can program one of the 2 selectable buttons to activate the sports switchable exhaust on a button. It's not that much of a faff, to be honest with you. So hands up, I was wrong on my first view of the exhaust system on the 992, but it's great. A couple of little things, having driven it, got out in and out of it a couple of times today. It's got the kind of Tesla-esque door handles that pop out to greet you once you unlock the car. Really nice touch, but a bit fiddly to get your hand under. I kept feeling my hand, my fingers slip off it a few times, but I'm sure after living with it for a few days, a few weeks, you kind of no doubt get used to that. So I'm not going to harp on too much about the negatives, because it is a fantastic car. This car, as I sit here now in a 2019 cab, with not every option box ticked, I think is probably about 130. You're getting yourself into, don't get me wrong, new car, don't get me wrong, but you're getting yourself into second-hand 458 Italia territory, Ferrari money. It's a lot of money, don't get me wrong, it is a fantastic car, extremely capable car. It's just big money for a 911, I think, but anyway, it's convertible and it's a beautiful car with 450 horse and 0 to 60 in a sub 4 seconds. So it's extremely high-end, sports car getting into supercar territory, if you'll forgive the term. So, summary of my day in the 992. Well, I've got to say, infotainment system, a little bit confusing, but fantastic. A big step up from the previous model of 991. Dashboard, not bad. Love the analog speed rev counter, but the two, one there and one there, bit of a pain to see when you're driving because they're somewhat shielded behind the steering wheel, but nevertheless, steering wheel's lovely, a little bit thin, but gearbox, PDK, absolute joy. Nav system, I've got to say, is a world away, just an absolute fantastic leap forward. I like very much the ability to put the if I go back on here, to change the view of it takes a bit to get working out, it really does, to change the view from the different settings that you have available to you on the right hand side and the nav screen on there. I've not quite worked out how to change the zoom on the one on the dashboard, but nevertheless really good. Optional buttons here, you can change, select. I've selected this one, well, I've had it today, to the exhaust. Again, still not loud enough, but yeah, just a nice little pop and bang. You do get a little bit when you put it in sports, but nothing like the normally aspirated version, which we'd expect, I guess. The other point I would make, which I did earlier on the video, is the let me just step outside and quickly show you just the handles, which pop out. Just nicely see the reflection of Porsche in the background there, but they tuck away. You can't quite see it there. I'll just move the camera a little bit. But when you unlock it, they pop out like that, and you put your fingers underneath it to open the door, and you kind of get your fingers trapped a little bit within the handle itself, which I don't actually find particularly graceful, but I don't know, if my wife was to drive it, which she doesn't, my 911 luckily, if my wife was to drive it, then she would no doubt get her nails damaged underneath that handle, but it's a 911 after all, not a Boxster. Just saying that for effect, obviously. But it's been great, so big thank you again to Porsche Silverstone for lending me the 992 today. It's a fantastic car, it's extremely capable, extremely quick, and is on my shopping list possibly next year. I think I need to have my 991 just a little bit longer until this beds in with midder changes, but yeah, it's been great. So so signing off, thank you for watching.
Showing off, don't wanna have to wait tonight, better off, I'm gonna find my way tonight.